What's up, guys? It's Big T, and welcome to this edition of Linker Trivia. I'm excited you're here. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I have some great trivia that's sure to test your knowledge, as always. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Linker, because I just love thanking Linker every day. He gave us one of these Houdini wine openers and a Houdini wine aerator, right? These are great, actually great prizes. I picked them out myself. They are lots of fun, and I hope that you win one. So, right, the topic is all about California wines, right? So let's get started. This is going to be a fun one. I actually took on writing of this event as I am very passionate about the wine industry and actually grew wine grapes for many years in West Templeton, California. I have to say there are so many layers to this industry that I really didn't know where to begin. So I narrowed it down even more to this particular part of California just for sanity's sake. I have a sweet spot in my heart, of course, for the Templeton Gap. That's where I grew wine grapes, that AVA. There is definitely a more well-known region in the state of California, actually world-renowned. So for Q1, what is the most well-known wine grape region in California? Is it Paso Robles, Napa Valley, or San Diego? I mean, I think we know this one, right? Although wine grapes are grown in many regions of our beautiful state, there is, of course, one region known for premier wines that rival those throughout the world. After all, many of the early winemakers came from those other regions specifically to grow grapes in this region, right? So this region, of course, is Napa Valley. That's right. Looks like most of you got that correct. One incorrect. So it was said that once the winemakers spotted the red soils of Napa Valley, they knew this was the spot that we want to grow grapes because they were reminiscent of the soils in France, right? Which is why they came over here to plant grapes. So that's interesting stuff, right? Let's keep going. Speaking of red soils, the soils in Napa is multifaceted as it was formed over 150 million years of volcanic eruptions. Although the soils are very well rounded, the red soil is due to the high amounts of iron in the soil, which is good for growing this type of grape that early settlers wanted to plant. This, of course, is the grape Napa Valley is most known for. So for Q2, what varietal is Napa Valley most known for? Is it Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, or Rosé? I mean, if you know your wine, if you're an alcoholic, you know the answer to this. Obviously, Napa is known for many of its great wines, but in fact, the region is known for this one particular varietal that is near and dear to my own heart, and Tammy's for that matter too. And that wine is, of course, none other than, that's right, Cabernet Sauvignon. Epic Cabs, right? I love it. So many good cabs: Caymus, Chateau Montelena, Duckhorn, Silver Oak. The list goes on and on and on. Yes, there are a great many wineries in California, over 1,400 to be exact, but I wonder how many are in this specific region. So for Q3, how many wineries reside in Napa? Is it 120, 375, or 755 wineries? This is a good question. I was kind of surprised by the answer. There are a great many wineries open for tasting and 90 urban tasting rooms in Napa Valley. The good news is that Napa Valley has a wine tasting experience for everyone. It's crazy to think that there are this many wineries in one tiny little valley. The correct answer, of course, is 375. This was probably a little bit tougher one. Looks like 4 correct, 2 incorrect. Let's move on. I think it would take a week. It would take several weeks to explore the entire valley. That's drinking during breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My personal somm, Ali Karskaden, one of my favorite people in this whole world, once took us to a champagne breakfast tasting at Mum. I highly recommend starting out your day like that. Just make sure you have a ride. Very good idea to have a ride. Lots of champagne. There are many reasons why Napa has prospered throughout the years, much of which has been their passion to excel and attention to detail, of course. But there is another major reason that led to their overall success. Which of these helped Napa Valley prosper? Was it Prohibition? the California Gold Rush, or proximity to San Francisco? That's an interesting one, right? Robert Mondavi said in his book, Sunlight into Wine, that there are over 5,000 inputs that make up a quality bottle of wine. I personally studied viticulture at Cal Poly, and I can probably name maybe 150, and that's if I really tried and had a lot of wine to drink while I was doing it. But it was the proximity to San Francisco and its fast-growing population of wine drinkers that helped it tremendously. Uh-oh, 0 correct. Like, we got some time for someone to buy back in. You might want to do that right now, because I think, we still have another question. In 1864, the Napa Valley wine train was built by San Francisco's first millionaire, Samuel Brannan. He built it to transport visitors to his spa resort in Calistoga. That's right, he built his own train to take him to his own resort. I like this guy already. This also streamlined shipping to the city from Napa, because as the city grew, so did demand for the wines. See how that works? I'm just teaching you guys some history right now. Yes, if you visit Napa Valley, you will see many sprawling, epic wineries that took millions and millions of dollars to build. That reminds me of an old saying in the wine industry. For Q5, here's how it goes. Or how does it go? How do you make $1 million in the wine industry? Start with $2 million, plant at least 100 acres, or drink lots of beer. Dun, 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 dun. There is actually another saying that it takes a lot of beer to make wine. I've seen it firsthand. Other substances as well, even though I didn't personally partake in those, but I did watch. Nevertheless, how do you make $1 million in the wine industry? You start with 2 million. Oh, I got nobody correct. Nobody gets this prize today. Either of these prizes. I may have to take them home. I already have the aerator, but I don't have the Houdini corkscrew. So, I guess I made the questions too hard. Zane told me they were a little bit hard, so maybe next time we'll do that a little easier. Maybe you guys need to drink a little bit more wine. Well, that's it for today. I would like to give a big thank you to everyone for playing, and to our event sponsor, Linker. Don't forget to subscribe to my event feed to stay up to date on our upcoming events and get reminders of when it's time to play. Visit your profile in the Linker app to purchase links at a discount. The more you buy, the cheaper they are, and they're always beneficial to have them in your wallet when you want to keep playing. We will see you tomorrow when the event topic is snow skiing. So if you know anything about that topic, put on your beanie and your parka and your jacket, and we'll be there at 4 p.m. ready to go. And remember, people, you're all winners in my book. Love you. Have a great day. Cheers.